Hello and welcome. In this video we'll be going over the first challenge in the Snake Game project. And we'll go over what you'll be doing to complete this first challenge. Alright, let's get started. Right here we have our document.ready, and then inside this function we have 5 variables. The first two we're not going to worry about in this challenge, but what you will be using is the W, the H, and the CW. So the var W is equal to the canvas height, or sorry, canvas width, and variable H is equal to canvas height. These two values are set over here where we have the ID of canvas, and the width is set to 450 and the height is set to 450. Now the variable CW stands for cell width, and it's equal to 50. And that's what we're going to be using to draw our little blue boxes. So it's 50 by 50. Now before we start looking at the code down here, let's go back to our browser, open up a new tab, and go to type in MDN for Mozilla Developer Network. And then we're going to go to Web Platform. And then down here we have Web APIs. We're going to go to Web API Interface Reference because we want to look up a reference of our canvas. Alright, so click Canvas. And then we're going to go to Drawing Shapes. Alright, so once you're in here, we can see the grid and how it's set up. So at the top left is where we start at 0, and then on the X we go width-wise, and for the Y we go on height-wise. So let's go down a little bit further, and we have a property called FillRec, and you can set an X and Y. So that's going to be X and then Y, and then you can set the width and the height to draw a rectangle. And then we also have stroke rec, so we also set another X and Y coordinate and then a width and a height property to draw a rectangle outline. So let's go back to Sublime. So right here you can see that we have fill style is white, and what that's doing is it's making this background white. So we could actually play around with this a little bit, and we could change this to red, save it, and the background is now red. Let's change this back to white. Now we can also see that we have a stroke style of black, which is going to be the black border around our rectangle. So as you can see, for the fill rec, we have 0, 0, so we're starting off at 0 and 0, and then we specify the width to be W, our variable, which is going to equal our canvas width, so 450, and same for the height. And also we did the same thing for our border as well, for our stroke rec. Now if you look down here, we have our little blue square that we made, and so we set a fill style of blue, and then fill rec is going to be 200 for the X, so we're going 200, and then 200 for the Y, so down, and then we set the width to be CW and the height to be CW, so 50, 50. So it's going to be 50 for the width and 50 for the height. And then we also made a stroke style of white, and then the stroke rec is going to be the same, so it's just going to outline it. Now what you're going to be doing in this challenge is you start off with this blue box, and we want you to put another blue box to the top left, the top right, and the bottom left and the bottom right. And that's going to be it for this challenge. Have fun and be sure to play around with this a little bit. And also be sure to look at the Mozilla documentation on this. Everything you need to know about Canvas is in here. So if we go back, and before, how I was showing you the fill style and the stroke style, it's right here for applying styles and colors. And there you go, you can fill style equals color and stroke style equals color, and it also gives you some examples down here as well. So use this to its full capability, and I hope you enjoyed the challenge.